What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today, hey, we are finally here with the official Border Gavaskar Trophy squads for 2023. Of course, the series does start in just under a month's time away from now, so the series is almost here. It's going to be the biggest test series of 2023 by a long damn way. I mean, even as the Ashes, you know how much that means to Australia and England. Australia is going to win 4-0. Even though 2 matches will reign, so who knows what the result will be, but we'll win that. So this is the big one after India beat us, in the last 2 series on home soil. It's been rough. It's been a really hard time even trying to play India and even beat them. And all credit has to go to them. I mean, when they beat us in that last game at the Gabba last year, about 2 years ago now, it completely broke me. It broke every Australian's test match heart. So we are out for some revenge in this series. I have no doubt that it is at the very front of every Australian cricketer's mind. And hey, we've got both squads, both very, very strong squads. I know the squads did indeed come out, I know the Indian squad was announced 2 days ago, but now I'm here and I'm recording on it, so let's get into it. We're going to start off, in fact, with the Indian squad because it's right in front of me, so we'd be silly not to start with it. All right, let's get straight into it, and then we'll talk about who was unlucky to miss or who was maybe a bit lucky to actually make the squad. All right, these are for the first 2 test matches. Batters, Rohit Sharma, the skipper, obviously. Rahul, it's a shame that he's not getting married for the entire series if you're an Indian fan. But anyways, Shubman Gill, hopefully we see him play. I hope that they don't just commit to Rahul and Sharma as the opening pair for the entire series. I would love to see someone like a Gill get an opportunity in a big series like this. Virat Kohli, pretty obvious. He was always going to be there. Pujara, the junior wall, he's going to be an absolute nightmare to get out in India. For any Australian fans that are watching and you haven't you haven't watched too much cricket played in India before, it is going to be a living nightmare to get Cheteshwar Pujara out in India. It's one of the hardest tasks in cricket. It's like trying to get Dravid out in India. I mean, it's almost the same thing. Man, I can already imagine him, being on about 51 from about 380 deliveries. I can already vision it. But anyways, moving on. Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, of course, who will play. And how about this selection? Surya Kumar Yadav from his T20/ODI form. We've seen what he's done. He's dominating the white ball scene of things at the moment. But I think this selection is more of just a wild card, more of just if we get on the back foot early and we're down a test match after, if let's say India somehow are down 0-2, and then I guess that would be a situation. But I think if India realised that the pitches were going to be quite flat, then I think they would bring out someone like a Surya to kind of play like a Bazball sort of role, and just go out there like a Harry Brook did for England in Pakistan and just try and hit everything for 6, because we know if that pitch is flat, Surya's going to have his way easily. So that's definitely a scenario. I can definitely see the man Surya playing 2 test matches in this series. I can definitely see it. Wicket keepers, KS Bharat has been chosen as the first backup wicket keeper, which I think is quite interesting. I like it. And then how about this as well? Ishan Kishan, interesting. I'm unsure of how his Ranji Trophy stats are, so it's not really up to me to say if he deserved it or not, but thought it was a little bit weird. But I love watching Ishan play. He's probably not going to play unless there's injuries, so it's not really that big of a deal at all. But it is good to see his name now in the calculations of the test team, and clearly India are a little bit worried that the pitches might be a bit flat, because I don't think if they knew that the pitches going into the first 2 test matches were going to be mostly spin dominant, I don't think they would even go with Surya or Ishan in the squad, but because maybe they have a little bit of insight on what the pitch might do, they're leaning towards, maybe the extra batter. Or at least someone who can tonk the ball around very quickly and get the run rate moving. All right, all-rounders. Ravi Ashwin, of course, it's good to see him actually listed as an all-rounder. Again, he's going to be a nightmare to get out in India as well. They're all going to be a nightmare to get out, aren't they? Axar Patel as that, I was going to say backup all-rounder, but there's probably a big chance that if Jadeja isn't fit, that both Ashwin and Patel both play. So, look, obviously if Jadeja is fit, then it'll be Ashwin and Jadeja. But if he's not, then it'll be Patel and Ashwin. Pretty obvious there. And into the bowlers now, Kuldeep Yadav. I love that for the big fella Kuldeep Yadav, sorry. I wish that there was Kulchar, but no Chahal this time. Muhammad Shami, Muhammad Siraj, Umesh Yadav, and Jadev Unadkat. So, firstly, the big glaring omission from this team is obviously Jasprit Bumrah. He's not here. He's one of the best bowlers in the last 15 years. He's magical. He always dominates against Australia as well. So it's a massive loss not to have him there for at least the first test match or two. And there's a chance that he doesn't play at all in this series, which is quite scary from an Indian perspective. I mean, he is someone you want out on the ballpark. When the ball is 70 overs old and you've been toiling away in the hot Indian sun all day and you're thinking we just need someone to get us a breakthrough. Bumrah is that type of guy who can still get something to happen with the old ball. We've seen it happen. Reverse swing is massive, obviously, in India. So if he can, if he was able to be out there, it'd be a big thing for him, especially if he's bowling to a left-hander. So, hey, that's an omission that's obviously, injured. But I think, obviously, the big omission from this team, it's got to be the Ranji Trophy dominator right now, Sarfaraz Khan. Where is he? I could not believe that Surya and honestly Ishan were picked over him. Look, I kind of understand the Surya Kumar Yadav pick. He's high on confidence. If the pitches are flat, he's going to be able to have his way and, play a bit of like a Bazball sort of role. But honestly, I think they just had to find a way to get Sarfaraz in the squad. Even if they had no intention of playing him, you've just got to find a way to get his name on the team sheet and at least give him a bit of credit and just, letting him know that you think he's doing a good job and to keep going. Now, yeah, I think that's I'm looking at the team. I'm not seeing any other crazy omissions. No Prithvi Shaw. That was probably never going to happen. Obviously, no Shikhar, no Agarwal. Who else is not normally in this? No Vihari, no Saha. Obviously, no Rishabh, of course, is not here. So they are missing a few, this Indian team. Bumrah, maybe Jadeja and Rishabh are going to be some pretty big outs from this team. But a strong squad that can get it done, absolutely, that could completely destroy us in this tour. So, hey, Team India fans, let me know what you guys are thinking of the squad. There's the Australia squad, but I want to go down here. So I'm glad that we showed this. So Sarfaraz Khan, here he is, the big fella, an absolute machine right here. Yo-yo test champion, by the way. Sarfaraz Khan with the bat for Mumbai in first class this year. 30 innings, 2,400 runs. That's a lot. How about this? An average of 110. Ugh, that is disgustingly good. 110. Yeah, unreal. 650s, and just to even make it better, 900s, and a high score of 301. In fact, I'm going to like this tweet because he is an absolute man. He is a legend, and he deserves to be in the squad. I don't understand how he's kind of being left out here. It's a little slap in the face to all the Ranji Trophy players. It's like, how good do you have to play to get into the squad? Like, what more can this man do? Did he have to score 100 every innings? Like, yeah, pretty Unlucky, I would have thought, for the big fella, Sarfaraz. I mean, the numbers right there. Averages 80 in total, has 1200s. It's just a record that needs to be seen. And there's the man Surya, of course, who is there. So now, let's jump into the squad of Australia. Now, of course, being an Aussie, I'm going to critique the squad a little bit, a little bit more heavy maybe. Let's get into it though. Cummins, big cum man, the cum dog. He's obviously skipper. Steve Smudgy Boy Smudger, vice captain, obviously. Ashton Agar now. Oh, Ashton. You played one test match this summer against South Africa to start off this year. You did nothing, I'm going to be honest. You did not look good at all. You didn't give us much hope in that test match, but again, hopefully in India, maybe there will be some rank turn come day 3, day 4, day 5. Maybe he starts to get involved, but he's not like... he is a good batsman, so that's kind of why he gets that addition in the test squad. If Ashton Agar couldn't bat, he would be nowhere near this squad, so he's definitely lucky that he can bat somewhat. How about this selection, though? Scotty Bin Boland. He's going to India, baby. So the Boland train continues on to India. Alex Carey coming off his first test century. He's a great player of spin. A great player of spin. So he's going to have, I feel, a good series in India. Cameron Green, who is expected to probably miss the first test match at least with the broken finger, but he's going to be massive key part of our squad, bowling some big overs to give our pacemen a lot of rest. Because if we're going into a test match with, let's say, only Josh Hazlewood and Pat Cummins as our two frontline pacers, we're going to need someone to bowl at least 15 to 25 overs. And Cam Green's going to have to be that guy. So we need him to be fit ASAP. Peter Hanscom. Now, this is one of the better players of spin in Australia. There's no doubting that. Has had actually quite a solid Sheffield Shield season as well. I think he's top 3 or top 4 for the most runs in the season so far. So he's okay. Look, he was on the last tour to India, of course. I don't remember how he played that series, but yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know really how I feel with this. Look, I think I actually really like Peter. He gives us another option with the gloves, of course, as well, if Carey was to go down. So I think that's more to the reason why he's actually been picked, is more as a backup wicketkeeper. But anyway, Josh Hazlewood, of course, Travis Head. I can't wait to watch Travis Head in India. Marnus Labuschagne, Usman Khawaja, Nathan Goat Lyon, Lance Morris. I think he'll play a game or two in India. Again, when the pitch is dead and the pace isn't really getting much, Lance Morris can bowl 150 kilometres off about 2 steps. So he's going to be an important one for this tour. And this is the pick that gets my gears going. Right here, Todd Murphy, a.k.a. Harry Potter Jr., a.k.a. the second coming of Nathan Lyon. Yeah, this guy's pretty good. He's pretty special. And I want him to play. If it was my decision, I would let him play at minimum the first 2 test matches, as long as the pitches are going to be good for spin. I'm getting Todd Murphy straight in there. He is a 10 times better spinner than Agar. He's much better than Swepson by a long way. He's a lot better than Labuschagne at bowling, obviously. And he's our second best spinner in the squad. So I would love nothing more than to see Todd Murphy and Nathan Lyon partner up for the first test match. I think it would be a sight to see. And, I don't think many Indian players have seen much of him or heard of him at all. So they might find it a little bit tricky to play him as well. Another pick that I really love. I love this pick, Matty Renshaw. If you guys have been around the channel long enough, you know that I love Matt Renshaw. And hey man, he's back. He was on the last tour to India as well. So it's not like he's going to be foreign with the conditions. We have picked a bit of experience, Hanscom and Renshaw, who were there last, a couple years ago. So they know what they're doing. They know what to expect. And Renshaw was only like 21 when he went. He's like 24, 25 now. He's coming off a big match-winning innings last night in the Big Bash as well, where he had to hit 4 off the last ball. He made like 90. It was amazing. So really happy with that. A great player of spin, and he should be playing in the first test match. And can spin the ball if needed, by the way. Actually has some decent, well, I wouldn't say decent, but has some okay, leggy / orthodox things. Whatever you want to call it. Donkey drops. Mitchell Starc, obviously. Swepson, I would have chose Adam Zampa, but whatever, doesn't really matter to me. And David Smavid Warner. So, hey, those are the 2 squads, guys. Look, any omissions out of this Oz squad? Not really. Zampa is probably the only one, but Zampa doesn't really deserve to play at all. I mean, it would be pretty hard on Swepson to not pick him and then pick a guy who's played 1 Sheffield Shield match in the last, 45 years. So I can understand why the selectors went with Sweppo, and I think it was probably morally the right decision as well. And anything else? I mean, maybe someone like a Mitchell Marsh, maybe as the backup for Cam Green, might have been someone they looked at. Yeah, I'm not really seeing a backup for Cam Green, like a pace all-rounder. Obviously, Agar is the other all-rounder, but wouldn't feel that confident with Agar. So maybe Mitchell Marsh could have been a chance, but he's coming off an injury, so never mind. I'll forget I said that. So yeah, forget that. Stoinis is injured as well. So yeah, actually now I'm not surprised, and I can understand why we didn't go with the extra all-rounder. So hey, that is going to cap it off, guys. Let me know what you think of the squad, of both teams' squad. I cannot freaking wait for the test match series. It's going to be massive. I'm going to be covering every single damn day here on the channel. So if you aren't subscribed, subscribe, leave a like, and comment down below your thoughts on the teams. Hey, I hope we all enjoyed, and I'll see everyone in the next one.